Hello, welcome to the channel. This will be our first video, and this is just going to be some team analysis. First things first, I think I should go over what the rules for this draft league were. This was monotype nat decks, so each person was randomly assigned a type when they were drafting, and they can only choose types that choose that Pokemon types. A couple rules is that there's no Terra, no Z moves. Mega evolutions are cool as long as both the Pokemon has the same type as the type you're assigned both before and after Mega Evolution. And how we're gonna do it is that there's gonna be 9 weeks, so everyone fights everyone. We're probably gonna be doing top 6 make it to playoffs, with the top 2 getting a bye. And yeah, that's pretty much all you have to know for this draft league. So let's go over the teams. So James was assigned to go first, and he was given Ice type. Ice types in previous gens would have been a bit of a disaster, honestly, for Monotype. But because it's Gen 9 and that Snow is a thing, so you get a defense boost, it's like Ice type is actually pretty good. And as you'll see later, the only type that someone else got that hits ice for super effective is Reed, who got rock type. So like defensive wise, it's actually going to be all right. So Chien-Pao, Iron Bundle, and Frostlass. These are all 3 really fast mons, and 2 of these hit really hard. So you can very much get overwhelmed. Kyurem is always one of the hardest hitting Pokemon in the game. Duan has Fake Out, actually has a lot of good supporting moves like Icy Wind and Encore. Beartic has good synergy with ice types because it has Slush Rush. And not only that, it also gets Swift Swim, which could be like a good surprise against if anyone wants to like bring another weather to counter. As you can see, I think it was Tyler. Yeah, Tyler got Water type, so he can like bring like Beartic as kind of a counter answer to like getting your weather stolen. James also drafted a lot of ice types with Snow. That may be a bit redundant. However, it also gives him like a lot of backup against matchups where you have to fight for weather. Like Reed has Sand, Tyler has Snow. No one got Fire types. So there's no Sun. But it's just good backup, and like Mega Abominus is very tanky. You get the Aurora Veil with the Snow Up, and these ice types are gonna be really surprisingly hard to kill, even though they're meant to be frail. James honestly got away with murder. The fact that he was the only one person got a type that's weak to that can hit rock for super effectively. And someone else got Dragon type, so you can hit that for super effectively. Joe got Flying type, so you can hit that for super effectively. Ice versus Water is always kind of awkward, but there's Freeze Dry in some mon, so he can make her deal with it. Yeah, I think this team's gonna be bulkier than you think it is. Reed got Rock type. Reed, with type wise, actually like Rock types are another one of those suspicious types where like it has a lot of struggles defensively, but this is another type where he mostly got away with the type that he was randomly assigned. Where like there was Water type, which is obviously not good, but no one got Grass type, no one got Fighting type, no one got Steel type. So that's pretty huge for him. And I got Normal type, so that's good resist. Rock hits the Ice types for super effectively. The Rock hits Joe's team for super effectively, who's got Flying. So that's always good. Stack Attacka is a very scary mon. It has such high attack and such high defense, and like to make use of stuff like Body Press. It's just like this mon can run away with the game so easily, and if you get Trick Room up with this, so it's a speed of like 13. It's like one of the slowest mons ever. That's spooky. But he's also got pretty fast mons too. Terrakion is a good spear tier. Overpon's a good spear tier. Mega Diancie, you can always Mega Diancie. A funny thing with that is that Diancie's slower but bulkier, but Mega Diancie is like faster and hit harder. So like you can, that's one of those monsters where you can hold off the Mega Evolution a bit. So that's always nice. And then Lycanroc's fast, and also it's got Prior Excel Rock, which is always nice to have. And then he's got Tyranitar to get the sand up, so this team has good special defense. These teams always going to get a passive buff. Yeah, Reed's team, this is another type where like it sometimes is suspicious on paper, especially when it's Monotype. But with what other types people got, like it very much works. All right. Fallon. Actually, one more thing with Reed. Rock types are always scary to get because your stab moves are not accurate, like ever. Like even the multi-hit rock move for some reason is not accurate. So like this team, this is gonna scam. This is gonna scam some team with like Stone Edge and like, creates and rock slide flinches. But like he also may get scammed a week or two. All right. Fallon got electric type, and what Fallon did is that electric types only have one weakness, which is ground. First of all, no one got ground type as like their actual type, so like that's one good thing. And the other thing she did is that she attracted a lot of mons that are immune to ground in one way or the other. Electros has Levitate, Rotom has Levitate. Kilowattrol is flying type, so that's immune to ground. So like bringing like ground type coverage moves isn't gonna work as like much as you think it would. Raging Bolt is a VGC menace. Like, oh my gosh, like, and the fact that she also has Tapu Koko as well, that was completely uncontested because no one got fairy type. This team is going to hit things so hard. And Tapu Koko's also got a good speed tier. It's pretty fast as well. Iron Hands, dude. Iron Hands is one of my goats. Love this one in PGC, where it's just like it's so bulky. It hits so hard. It's the only real problem with that is it doesn't really. Electric types are famous for don't really have good physical electric type moves. There's like fucking the 90 power that does recoil to you. Rotom Wash being only 2 points, it's like makes this very good. It can do support with like Will-O-Wisp. Electros has no weaknesses because it has Levitate, so that's going to be an annoying one to get rid of. Alolan Raichu gets like Fake Out, which is always nice, and I think he gets Nuzzle? I could be wrong with that though. Mega Manectric. Mega Manectric is a very good interesting Pokemon because it's super fast. Its bulk still isn't great, but when you Mega Pulse, it gets Intimidate. So what you can do is that you can just like Volt Switch in and out and just get so many Intimidate procs. But a problem that I have with electric types is that most electric types are very one-dimensional. Most electric types, they don't get many coverage moves if they're mono electric. She's got you Volt Switch, you Thunder Wave, and like something that's supposed to make pivoting moves like that so powerful is that you switch into a mon with like a different type. So if you think someone's gonna hit you with like a ground move, you Volt Switch to non-ground type target and you bring in like a mon that does good against ground. But you're just gonna be pivoting from electric type to electric type. So like the electric types are like very predictable. But Rotom Wash has like good support like Will-O-Wisp. Iron Hands has support fighting type, which is good. Let's see. And then electric types have good speed control innately because they have Electro Web as well, which is nice. And then electric types, this team isn't as fast as you think because there's definitely some fast electric types, but also some slow ones. But she also has Kilowattrol for Tailwind. So electric type, kind of one-dimensional, but these are some very, very powerful Pokemon. Jack got Dragon type, And no one got Fairy type or Steel type, so that's a huge plus for Jack. James did get Ice type, which sounds bad, but it's not nearly as bad as you think it would be, because he has some mons that are like very like quad weak to ice. You know, he's got Mega Salamence, he's got Noivern, he's got Garchomp, but Dragon types, there's like there are also like a decent amount of Dragon types that are okay against ice. Like Dracovish is neutral to ice, Gouging Fire is neutral to ice, and Gouging Fire can hit ice types for super effective. And Archaudon's neutral to ice. All of these mons on their own can almost all of these mons on their own can snowball and take a game by themselves. Like Mega Salamence, can sweep teams. Archaudon, if you switch it in the right time and you get hit and it gets hit by a resistant move, all of a sudden becomes unkillable, and it has extreme special attack. So that can snowball very quickly. Gouging Fire doesn't hit that hard, but with the booster energy, it's got a good, fantastic speed tier, and can howl to boost up its teammates, and it's got Burning Bulwark to potential get free to fish for burns. It's a good, very good defensive mon. Fire Dragon is a very good defensive type. Garchomp is a classic. Hydreigon is a classic. Noivern has an incredible speed tier. Goodra is a decent support mon. It's going to be one of the few mons here that can't win a game on its own, but it's got Sap Sipper. It's got some nice abilities like Gooey that can control speed. It has a wide move pool of disrupt of coverage moves. That's another good thing about Dragon types. Dragon types usually get good coverage moves. Hydreigon gets fire moves. Salamence gets fire and ground moves. Archaudon gets Electro Shot. So it's not gonna be short on coverage. But since no one got a Fairy or Steel type, he can also just be running Dragon moves just fairly inconsequentially. So these teams are filled with giga threats, and you have to be able to do correct reads to hit him on super effectively with an ice move and predict a switch out or something like that. Because if not, and you give these mons safe turns to attack, they will destroy you. All right, Ryan got Psychic type, and Psychic types get Psychic Terrain, which is always so scary, especially when you have Deoxys Attack, and Hoopa Unbound, and Mega Alakazam. These are some of the hardest hitting mons in the game. Deoxys Attack, 180 base attack or special attack. Hoopa Unbound, stupidly high fucking offensive stats. The Mega Alakazam, stupidly high special attack. And Mega Alakazam and Deoxys Attack are also both really fast. And Ryan also has speed control with Swoobat and Latios. And another thing, and these speed stats are very threatening as well, because in Psychic Terrain, you're immune to priority moves don't work. Priority moves against opponents don't work. So something you would want to do against Deoxys Attack is just use Fake Out or Sucker Punch, any priority move, because its defense and HP is so bad that it'll die to anything. But you cannot do that here. You have to just hit this mon. You can't cheese your way through it unless you can somehow change terrain yourself, which a lot of these types struggle to do that we got. There's no one got Fairy types, so we don't have that terrain. Fallon has electric terrain with Tapu Koko, so that works for her. But it's a very scary thing. And with Psychic type, no one got a Steel type for resist. No one got Dark type for the immunity. Ryan is scared of Franklin, who has the Bug types. But it's Bug type, so there's some good Bug type Pokemon, as we'll go over later. But type wise, Psychic is doing a lot better than you expect, and Psychic types usually have very diverse supported move pools with Reflect, Light Screen, and stuff like Trick Room and stuff like Galarian Slowking can set up Trick Room and has Regenerator, so it's that's a very good pivot to have. Ryan's team, you're gonna have to find a way to not get blown over. Deoxys Attack Expanding Force is will one shot many things. So you have to be ready for that. So yeah, this team's gonna be a problem. Okay, Franklin. Poor Franklin. He got the bug type, but you know, bug type isn't as of a disaster as you may think it is. The Mega of choice that he got was Mega Scissor, and Mega Scissor only has one weakness in fire, and no one got fire type as their assigned type. So like Mega Scissor is gonna be very difficult to kill. Mega Scissor hits really hard, and Mega Scissor is also very bulky. It also has like priority bullet punch is gonna be an issue. Franklin also got Volcarona. Volcarona, very, very versatile mon. It doubles. It can be Quiver Dance. It can be the star of the show, or it can do like Rage Powder to support its teammates. You just like get other mons to set up. You got to be worried with that rock weakness, and that's a problem with Volcarona and doubles. Is that you will die to any rock move ever. Golisopod, Golisopod with the funniest ability of all time. Golisopod has very good stats. Water bug typing is like actually pretty good. But the emergency exit ability can be such a huge backfire. An underrated part about bug types is that bug types get access to Quiver Dance, depending on the bug type, but they also get access to Sticky Web. These are some of the strongest moves in the game. Quiver Dance can snowball games so quickly if you get one off. In Sticky Web, you like press Sticky Web, and you have speed control against a lot of teams for the entire game, unless someone wants to run like Deep Bog or like Rapid Spin, but like that's a huge opportunity cost to just run that. It's just like it's such a step process. Frostmoth is very good against special attackers. Pheromosa, is very similar to Yox's attack, where like it's either one-shotting you or it's getting one-shot. Very, very scary mon. Scolipede can become one of the fastest mons in the game, which is very nice. Yeah. Another thing is that Franklin's actually got Analyze for Prankster. A lot of people like lack like Prankster, which can be like huge. Like I haven't looked at Elmice's move pool yet, but like if you see like if he gets like a frail mon like protect one turn, the Elmice can like encore that into protect, and it's just like now it becomes easy targets. It's like this Elmice is going to be very useful, I think. I really do think though. It can like change weather, which is going to be very huge for some actors against like Tyler or against Reed or James. I think this Elmice is secretly going to be really, really good. All right. Joe got Flying type, and Flying types are like so weird because their mono Flying types like don't exist besides Tornadus, and Flying types are notoriously bad at like getting good Flying type attacks. If you're not like Ostrich the Bird, you're not getting good Flying type attack. The only good Flying type attack is like Brave Bird, which a decent amount of these mons learn, but like a lot of them also don't. Landorus Incarnate with Life Orb hits super hard. Dragonite. Dragonite's not as good in this format as it like would be in like VGC, because you can't Terra normal extreme speed because Terra is banned. But Dragonite still has a monstrous attack stat, still has good bulk. And then Joe's team also has like a lot of mons that make it so that like electric or like iced or other type attacks aren't as good as you think they were. He's pretty weak. He's actually still fairly weak to rock, but like, he's got like some like decent mons that are like that can like do good switches, and like, oh, you predict a Thunderbolt onto the character, switch it to Lando Eye, and like then the tables have turned dramatically. Talonflame, that's Mega Aerodactyl, is super fast and like hits super hard. Joe has many accesses to like Tailwind and Flying. A lot of these monsters are super fast. He's got Thunder Styrian for Prankster. Talonflame has Gale Wings, so speed control will not be an issue for him. It's just like Flying types are just like I don't know how to describe it. It's just kind of like a type that just gets a free flying immunity, like defensively and offensively, you just kind of ignore the flying type. Like, it doesn't even feel like Joe's got a team of just like a monotype. It's just like a bunch of mons who just happen to have a ground immunity type stuff. That's how I view flying types. Gyarados has Intimidate, which is always nice. Yeah, this team's just got some good, like, flying team just got some like good solid mons. Like, a lot of these mons are gonna win the game by themselves, like Crobat or like Corviknight or like Talonflame. But he's got some mons that can like sweep teams like Landoi and Dragonite. But like these are just good mons with like good moves. These are just a collective choice of good mons. Tyler got Water type, and Water types have the most amount of Pokemon in the game. So Tyler had so much flexibility, so many options for the mon, which was something like Jack did not have. There are so few dragon types in the game, so like every time someone else drafted a dragon type that with a secondary typing that worked, like found drafting Raging Bull, that was a huge potential blow for him. Water types, that's gonna be very good against Reed, and it's gonna be neutral towards like most other things. It's gonna have a bad matchup against electric types. It's not gonna be that great against dragon types. But water types also tend to get good ice coverage. Usually tend to get ice beam. Pelipper is good to set up rain. He's got some good mons that synergize with rain. Like Walking Wake is like not only a good rain Pokemon, but it's a good anti-rain Pokemon because you usually want to send out Sun, but Walking Wake also gets stronger in Sun. Kingdra is a good Swift Spin mon. Araquanid in the rain is so scary. This is like Araquanid's ability doubles its fucking water type damage, and that's so scary, especially when you get rain. Tapu Fini, it was a menace in Gen 7. Water Fairy, such a good typing, very versatile mon. You can run it for like speed control with like a choice item if you want to. You can use it to support. Good stats, good move pool. Water Fairy is such good typing, good mon. Gastrodon is another one of those a really good mon for water types, for Monotype, because what you can do is that since it has water, like Storm Drain, has like water like absorbing moves, so like you can like do like water type spread moves and not be like Surf, and like you just not be afraid, and just like you get some bonus energy where Gastrodon just gets some free healing with that. Primarina is like, this mon is like really like, this mon is like very hard to kill. Special defense, another water fairy type, which is also scary. And yeah, so Tyler's got some good rain synergies. He's got some very good mons. It's got some. His team itself is not very fast, which is something I think is exploitable. And he's got like Pelipper for speed control with Tailwind, and like Araquanid with Sticky Web, and Lantern with like Thunder Wave. But like speed control, there's also probably some Icy Wind. But speed control may be an issue if he's behind in the Weather War. So I think that's something exploitable with him. But water types, they're always solid, very versatile. And he didn't get ran. The only person that got something that resists that was Jack with a dragon type. So water types are always very good. And he also got Lantern, which can very much help the matchup against Fallon, because Lantern heals from electric type moves. It also can heal from water type moves, so that's going to be like a good mix up. He may bring Lantern and get mass spread like Surf, and like get healing with Lantern, which is nice. Alright. Next we have myself. I got second to last, and I got normal. My experience with normal types was I wasn't that excited to get normal types, truthfully. But then I looked at it, and I'm much more okay with it now. Ursaluna Blood Moon is one of the scariest mons ever printed. You get this thing with speed control, and every other turn it has to leap out of Blood Moon. Hisuian Zoroark is a very annoying Pokemon to play against when the team is mono-normal, because you usually want to bring fighting moves against mono-normal, so like that can like swing games where like they try to like close combat, the Hisuian Zoroark fought, thinking it's just another normal type, and then boom, they just wasted a turn, and then they hit you with like a strong, fast move that you weren't ready for. Ditto is like the ultimate cheater mon here, where like I can run a non-normal type Pokemon essentially for free. Grafaiai was the only normal type with Prankster, so I have that just in case. Its Prankster moveset isn't that great for doubles and like for like changing weather. It gets no terrain moves, which is annoying when there's like electric terrain and psychic terrain. But it's nice to have. Mega Kangaskhan is a menace. It always has and it always will be, even after the Parental Bond nerf and the Sucker Punch damage nerf. Mega Kangaskhan. And like another thing with Mega Kangaskhan now is that normal Kangaskhan's ability is Scrappy, which is like so huge. So like turn 1 you can like fake out a ghost type if you want to, or if someone brings in like wants to lead with an Intimidate user, and now that Scrappy makes you immune to Intimidate, you can't lead off with an Intimidate mon if you expect Mega Kangaskhan lead, because it's just I'm just gonna ignore that. Mousehole with Friend Guard and Follow Me is always nice. It's good mon to just be annoying with, and good speed tier. Cyclizar, has Shed Tail and Regenerator, so if you get like position right, you can just get like some of the scariest mons in the game that have been drafted behind a substitute, which like Mega Kangaskhan or Saluna Blood Moon. I got a couple. Let's see, I got Staraptor for Intimidate. I got Weird Deer for Intimidate, and Staraptor is gonna be like one of my speed control mons, and Porygon 2's got Trick Room, which will be nice. My team is just like, my team speed control is gonna be pretty big for my team, because a lot of people have abilities or mons that are like just faster or with speed control, like Swift Swim and like Slush Rush and like stuff like that, and like just other things like that. And some mons are just faster, like Iron Bundle and Chimpow, and like Ogerpon's like faster than all my mons. So being able to set up a Trick Room at the right time when other people are trying to Tailwind is gonna be pretty big. And then it's just a very neutral type, normal type, obviously. Reed's going to be a bit of an issue for me. I'm going to have to run a lot of coverage moves. And another thing about normal type is what I'm going to get into right now, is that Jake got Ghost type, who went last in this draft. And I actually fight Jake week 1. So this is going to be one of the strangest battles where you ever see, where like none of us are just going to bring any stab moves. I'm not running any normal type moves here, because they're all ghost type, and Jake can't run ghost type moves against me. Dragon Pulse may be the fastest mon in the entire format of all the mons that have been drafted, I think, unless like I don't know, Mega Manetric speed stat, but that could be higher. But like having like the fastest mon in the format is just such a nice luxury to have. Corsola hits so hard, so bulky, and has that ability that like makes things so awkward, like you have to switch. Marshadow is a giga threat, good speed tier, good attack stat, lots of good moves, and like priority with Technician boost with like Shadow Sneak is so scary. Sinistcha is a very good support mon with Rage Powder and like Machigacho, which can burn, and Hospitality. It's a very good mon to set up other mons. Dusclops, and the bulkiest Trick Room setters in the game, along with like my Porygon 2. It's just like this thing will not die in one turn unless you hit it with like 2 stab super effective moves from some strong Pokemon. Gholdengo, Ghost Steel is just such an obnoxious typing with 3 immunities, and it's immune to all status moves. Gholdengo is just one of the most annoying mons to play around if you're trying to like not use attacks. And Gholdengo has Make It Rain and Nasty Plot, so that's always a threat, and like Trick. So this guy's a little demon. Alolan Marowak, that you put that with Thick Club, and this is one of the hardest hitting mons in the game because it doubles attack stat. Mega Banette, also a super hard hitting Pokemon, which is it's just such a threat, man. It also got Prankster, so you can like Prankster Will-O-Wisp, so like to set up, and like, you know, it's got Shadow Sneak with its stupidly high attack stat. You know, Mega Banette just hits so hard. Yeah, is there anything else I'd like to bring up about against all of these teams? Not really. I guess will quickly go over what like the rest of how the season like is gonna be like, with the channel. I'm gonna like live commentate my own matches, and I'm going to like do post-match review where I might see some matches beforehand, or like I may do like watch the VOD later and just have like a blind reaction to it. But yeah, I want every single match to be recorded. One, because I think it'll be fun. Two, because there was that one time where like a few months ago where like Showdown got messed up and like all the VODs were like gone, which really sucked because we had a lot of good memories that got deleted. So this is gonna be a good way to like, you know, help preserve that just in case a disaster happens. And I think I'll have a good time doing this. And yeah, that's about it for me. I hope you enjoyed hearing me ramble about my thought process about all of these teams, and good luck to everyone in this league that's playing. See ya.